Tell me, did you ever see Albrecht with a necklace of any kind?
This is very important, Karen.
I think she did wear a chain round her neck. It was to hold her engagement ring.
Can you describe this ring for me?
I only saw it once. It looked very expensive. I think it was a ruby set in diamonds.
What are these doing in here?
On me honour, Miss Bennett, I never seen them before.
Well, it's not exactly what we were looking for.
Someone must have planted them on me. Well, no one's even missed them, have they?
On your way, Birdsworth. And don't think I won't put this on your report.
Yes, Miss Bennett.
A ring's a pretty easy thing to hide.
This lot could hide a semi-trader if they put their mind to it.
There be!
Well, if I'm not, I'm giving a damn good impression of it.
I only got a minute. The screws are still doing a search.
Yeah, I know. They've already done me over. What are they looking for anyway?
I reckon it's got something to do with Bella being done in. I got something for you, love.
Oh, gee, thanks, Lizzie. Never thought I'd see the time I'd be playing patience instead of poker.
Anything I can do for you?
Yeah, get me out of here.
I already tried that. I told Mrs. Davidson that I'd done it, but I got caught out. I reckon if I could find out all the gory details, the things the cops only know about, I reckon I could do it.
Now, don't be stupid, Lizzie. Give it a miss. Thanks for the thought.
Are they going to move you think?
Inciting a murder.
Bull. Fergie's going to get life for this one.
If they can prove she did it.
She's got a bad enough temper.
Yeah, but she would have bashed her. Drowning. It's out of Monty's league. Bloody hell, if I could get out of here for 5 minutes, I'd find out who damn well did it.
Maybe she did it that way to put him off the track. Anyhow, I'll go prowling around and see what I can find, eh?
You stay out of it, Lizzie. Look, if somebody else did do it, I don't want you getting hurt, that's all.
You reckon there's a murderer prowling around here scot-free? Oh, anyhow, I can handle myself. I'm not going to let you down, love.
Lizzie!
Hey, what do you think you're doing, Martha?
Get lost.
You reckon you got enough brains to work that thing, do you? It helps to turn it on, you drongo.
You call me that again and I'll push your face in.
Did the screws find out what they were looking for?
They did. They didn't find it on me.
What do you mean, it?
Oh, how would I flaming well know?
I reckon it has to be evidence to prove that Monty didn't do anything.
Oh, what makes you say that, bird's brains?
Because I've been long enough in here to know, and I reckon they got the wrong one.
You know something we don't?
I've got eyes.
Well, I see with or without B. Smith, nothing's changed. You still need someone standing over you to make sure that you work. Why aren't you in the garden, Eves?
It's only out there to look after Bella.
Fat lot of good you did her.
I want to work in here.
Tell her to go and look after her slugs, Miss Bennett.
Do you know how to work the press?
Yeah.
Then take over.
You can't. That's my job.
You're not running this prison, Burke. None of you are. Smith tried, and you know where she's ended up.
Having trouble, Miss Bennett?
No, everything's under control, thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Yeah, get back to the garden. I don't want you and Burke anywhere near each other.
Miss Bennett reckons I can stay here. It's my press now. I should take over from B. I got the right. Anyway, I've been here longer than she has.
You heard me.
You're not so tough. One of these days I'm gonna get you, Fletch. Just like the others did and shake you up a bit.
I'd like a word with you, Mr. Fletcher. My decisions are normally carried out around here, Mr. Fletcher.
Eves wouldn't have the sense to come in out of the rain, let alone operate a steam press.
And you think Burke has?
That's a question of which one of them can do the better job.
Or was it merely a question of proving which of us can do the better job?
Oh, I'll have to prove that to you, do I, Miss Bennett?
You realise I'll have to report her threatening you to the governor. I've warned you before about the women being able to hold something over an officer's head. We can't let them get the upper hand, can we? And as it seems they found out about your hemophobia.
Yeah, I was wondering when you're going to get around to that.
Well, I think it's about time you saw Mrs. Davidson. Or would you prefer I do it?
I can handle anything these women can throw at me.
I'll give you until tomorrow to make up your mind, Mr. Fletcher.
That's another thing I'm looking forward to getting away from. Just when you think you're getting through to these women, they turn around and use you.
Well, I hope we don't have to wait much longer for a replacement, that's all.
So do I, Meg, you know that. But that's up to the prison authorities. I mean, the sooner I get out of this place, the sooner they'll turn around and do something about it. God help the man who's idiot enough to take over this job.
Well, after what's been happening the last couple of days, I can't say I blame you. I'll be glad when the police finish their investigations. Maybe we can get back to a little peace and quiet.
I've forgotten what the words mean.
Hey, g'day, Mrs. Jackson. Didn't interrupt anything, did I?
No, you did not, Lizzie.
That's another thing. I won't have patients bursting into my room at the new practice. What is it, Lizzie?
I was just wondering if you'd found out whatever it was that killed Bella.
What do you mean?
Well, they searched us this morning looking for a weapon.
Well, we weren't looking for a weapon, Lizzie.
Oh? Why are you packing up so soon?
Because this is my last day.
You mean you were going away without even saying goodbye? What's the new doc gonna be like?
We haven't got one yet.
You mean you were going away and leaving us on our own?
I can't help that. It's up to the prison authorities to find a new doctor.
What about me? What about me ticker? I mean, I could have a turn and drop dead.
We've been through this. Just keep taking your pills. You'll live to be 150.
Oh, I might as well be dead the way things are going on around here. All my friends in trouble or gone. And I thought you really cared about us. Well, if that's the way you feel, who needs you? I never did trust quacks anyway.
Well, that's telling me.
Well, I must say I'd feel much happier, too, if we had someone to take over immediately.
Well, the sister's here. She can take care of the daily cuts and bruises. How about a quack taking you out to dinner tonight, eh?
I'd love it. But I have to be home early. I just want to see if the place is still standing.
Oh, Noeline Burke's daughter.
Uh-huh.
For an intelligent woman, how you ever managed to let Jean talk you into that, I shall never know.
Well, she'll be back with her family soon, I trust.
Yeah, the sooner the better, Meg. Just can't get through to girls like that. Not after the sort of upbringing she's had.
Well, Vera. Nice of you to wait on me. Sorry I can't leave a tip.
Always the funny one, aren't you, Smith? Or hasn't it sunk in yet?
I figure I won't be down and out until I'm 6 feet under.
It'll be nice not having to worry about you for much longer.
When are they transferring me?
As soon as the police get all the evidence they need.
Or when they find what they're looking for. Maybe it'll prove Monty didn't do it.
You're only grasping at straws, Smith. Anyway, whatever happens to Ferguson doesn't change a thing for you.
You've been waiting a long time for this, haven't you, Vera?
A long time.
Yeah, well, I won't mind being moved if it means I don't have to put up with screws like you. But one day, oh, one day, Vera, someone is going to give you the chop.
I'll survive for a lot longer than you, Smith. And I'll be back as deputy governor before too long.
Not if Fletch has anything to do with it.
I'll be back for the tray.
Hey, Vera, wait a minute. Look, Lizzie, she's doing a bit of snooping, trying to find out if anyone else had a hand in getting rid of Bella. She could get herself into strife.
Why should I listen to you?
I'm not asking for me. I'm worried about Lizzie.
She's got nothing to worry about. We've got the guilty ones.
You bitch.
You're not going to find it so easy being transferred, Smith. There's going to be women there who think they're as good as you are. But you'll be just one more new prisoner.
Well, don't tell me they've actually found someone to replace you. That was quick.
Hello, Karen. No, I've just had enough.
I didn't think you were going to leave until they found another doctor.
Well, that was the plan. But I do have a practice to look after. I don't want to be stuck in this place for what could be anything up to 6 months.
Yeah, that's nice for you. Leaving us a bit up in the air, though, aren't you?
Can't help that.
So you're just going without even saying goodbye? See you later? Anything?
I left a note with Jean Vernon. It's got my address on. Look, you should be due for release soon. I mean, if your parole comes through... What I'm trying to say is, I'd like you to get in touch when you get out of here. Karen? If you ever need a friend, you know where to find me, all right?
Karen?
Miss Bennett wants to see you.
Yes, Mrs. Jackson.
Good luck, Karen.
Yeah, you too.
What are you doing out here, Travers? You're supposed to sign in 5 minutes ago. When you're given checking in times, you stick to them.
5 minutes doesn't exactly mean I'm on the run, Miss Bennett.
Don't be smart with me, Travers. It doesn't pay. Now, Miss Vernon wants to see you. What's that?
It's for Mrs. Davidson. I was going to drop it off at reception, don't worry.
I'll take it.
Fine, go ahead. It's a rough proof of Dr. Clement's thesis. I think you'll find it fascinating reading, Miss Bennett. He raises quite a few points about prison officers. I had no idea so many of them had psychological problems.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, Mr. Fletcher, for example.
Go on, Travers.
Well, Dr. Clements had to be careful not to mention any names because of libel, but there's no two ways about it. Mr. Fletcher certainly has a few problems.
I was expecting it to happen within the next 2 weeks, but I didn't realize it'd be so soon.
I can't believe it. I mean, tomorrow.
Yes, doesn't give us much time to get organized.
What'll they be like, a parole board? Sounds like a jury.
In a way, they are. There'll be 5 of them. One of them has to be a woman, and you'll find that one of them does most of the talking. He's the chairman. He's either a judge or a member of the Industrial Commission. But to be on the safe side, show respect for all of them, all right?
My best behavior, I promise.
The key words being meekness and humility, no aggression. Now, a problem. You have to have somewhere to stay.
Well, I've got some money in the bank. It won't be hard to find a place once I'm out.
No, that's not good enough. You're going to have somewhere before you go on parole. What about your family?
Well, my mother's in Queensland. Anyway, I wouldn't want to live with her.
Friends?
I haven't kept in touch.
Well, maybe I can find you something.
Wait a minute, there is a friend of my mother's, Marjorie Whitten. She lives in Kew.
Oh, good, I'll get in contact with her.
I'd only want to stay there for a couple of days until I could find somewhere of my own.
No, I wouldn't go telling the parole board that. They'll want something more permanent.
Well, what about a job? What do I say to that?
The truth. That you're going to university full time. That's just as good as a job.
Is that all there is to it?
Well, they'll ask you a few questions, mainly to gauge whether or not you can cope with being outside.
Cope? That's the least of my worries. I can cope much better out there than I can in here.
Karen, you've been in here over 18 months.
Yeah, but I've been going to uni.
Well, that's not exactly fending for yourself. Apart from a couple of hours a day, you've been used to being told what to do, when to do it, and how. You haven't even had to think about a simple thing like cooking a meal. For a while, you'll feel like, well, a child leaving home for the first time.
I didn't expect you home so soon, Mrs. Jackson.
Apparently not.
Hey, it's just getting good.
And don't ever let me catch you smoking again.
Oh, fair go. Me mum lets me.
Well, I am not your mother, but as long as you're under my roof, you will do as I say. I am sick to death of coming home to a pigsty. As from now, young lady, you are going to learn to behave like a decent human being and respect other people's property. I mean, look at this room.
It's just like home.
On your feet, Leanne. Now, you are going to clean up this mess, and I am going to stand here and watch you do it. Understand?
Oh, nag, nag, nag. You're worse than me mum.
Come on, Lizzie. Look, if you keep your hands busy, you won't even miss a smoke. Now I'll go over plain again. In there, over.
Guess
under.
what? I'm going up in front of the parole board tomorrow.
Oh, God. Won't be anyone left here soon. Except for the no-hopers.
That's Butte, Karen.
Jean Vernon thinks I've got a pretty good chance of getting it.
Yeah, so what? Give you a few weeks on the streets, you'll be back in here again.
She's not like you nincompoop.
At least I know what it's like on the outside, more than you old scarecrow. You think you can get out of here and just take up where you left off? Forget it.
I intend to try and start again.
Oh, yeah, who's going to let you? I once knew a girl who even changed her name. Didn't help but. She bumped into someone she knew. Word got round, she lost her job. You got any friends?
I did have.
Yeah? Well, don't bother looking them up, because they're going to look at you as if you was dirt.
Well, in your case, they'd be right, wouldn't they?
Don't worry, Lizzie. Just being free will be enough.
Huh? You'll be on parole. You still got to follow rules and check in. You're living in a dream world, kid.
Why don't you go and
Go and watch your old hag.
Put a sock in
All
it.
right, break it up. What started all this?
Yeah, Travis sprouting about getting out. She's getting on everyone's goat.
You haven't been paroled yet, Travis.
She didn't say anything. It was her.
I never
Cut
did
it out! Both of you. I thought you'd have more sense, Travis. Talking about getting paroled only causes jealousy.
If I were you, Mr. Fletcher, I'd be more concerned about what causes you to react the way you do.
If you're trying to be smart,
Peter
Travis.
Clements took a copy of his thesis to the governor. There were some fascinating references in it to a senior male officer. Miss Bennett found it very interesting reading.
Well, that's what I like to see. Good on you.
Just wanted to make myself useful, that's all.
You're turning into quite the model guest.
Means she's turning into quite the little con merchant.
Meg.
The sooner Leanne goes back to her family, the better for her and for me.
Oh, it's not Mrs. Jackson's fault. I know I've been behaving rotten, but I can change. Look, I'll really pull my finger out in the future and stay out of your way. I don't want to go back home. I want to stay here. Please, Jean?
Meg. Look, I really think we're getting through to her.
Oh, come on, Jean. She can't change overnight.
Well, only just for a little while longer. What hope has she got she goes back to that environment?
What hope have I got if she stays? Yeah, what have you got there?
Nothing.
Have you been into my things again?
No, it's mine.
Let me see.
I found it.
Let me see what you've got, Leanne. That's just what we've been looking for. It's Bella's.
I never pinched it. Honest, I didn't. I don't know anyone called Bella.
No, but your mother did.
Where's Mr. Fletcher?
Well, in the recreation room, I think.
Bella Albrecht's ring's been found. Nolene smuggled it out to her daughter. The police will be here soon, so I want it brought to my office immediately.
Do you think she killed Albrecht?
I'm not sure, but she certainly knows more than she's telling. I don't want any of the other women to know about this until it's cleared up.
Right.
Do you mind?
You and the doc might have been chummy in here, but it'll be a different story once you get out.
What would you know?
Plenty. Oh, God, the gruesome twosome.
Burke, you wanted the governor's office?
All right, I want everyone in their cells in 1 minute.
Oh, what? But it's nearly tea time.
Well, it won't kill you if it's a bit late. Now get a move on. What's going on? Just a minute. Where's Birdsworth?
It's pointless you denying that you gave this to your daughter. We've got her statement.
Little lagger. Never does what I tell her.
All right. I'll ask you once again, Nolene. Where did you get it from?
Must have found it.
We've got witnesses to prove that this was on a chain around the victim's neck.
Could have fallen off.
The post-mortem shows that it was pulled from her neck just after she was murdered. So you either killed her or you took it from the body just after her death. In which case, you could quite easily have seen the person responsible.
Why would I want to kill her?
You're the breadwinner of the family, aren't you?
So what? Since when's that been a crime?
Your daughter tells us that the family needs the money.
Oh, you'd really like to pin this on me, wouldn't you, pig?
That's enough, Burke. Just answer the questions.
Was that your motive? Robbery?
Look, you got nothing on me.
I'd say we've got a good deal. When we questioned you earlier, you said you were in the laundry at the time.
Yeah, and I was. Ask Lizzie and them.
The autopsy has since shown that Bella died earlier. So where were you immediately before?
In my cell.
Anyone see you there?
No. But I was there.
We've just got your word for that. And we've got opportunity, motive, and proof.
Look, I'm telling you, I never killed no one. I found it.
Where, Nolene?
In Martha Eve's cell.
Oh, bugger him. Oh.
Oh! G'day, Lizzie.
God, frighten the bloody daylights out of me.
I've been wanting to have a word with you.
Yeah? What about?
What you were saying about having eyes, reckoning that Monty didn't kill Bella.
Oh, you know, it's a sort of a gut feeling right here.
You always was one for picking up things that didn't belong to you.
Oh, I only nick stuff that means nothing to anyone.
Oh, I wanted back Birdsworth.
What? What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me.
What are you two doing in here?
Oh, I was just trying to get away from Nolene Burke blowing smoke in me face just when I'm trying to clean out me lungs.
I want you back in your cells at once.
Oh, fair go, Miss Bennett. I only wanted one puff.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now get going, Eves. What was she saying to you, Lizzie?
I haven't got the foggiest idea, Miss Bennett.
Oh, come on. I want you where I can keep an eye on you.
Oh, anyone to think I'd got no willpower of my own.
Bloody kids. Try and bring them up the right way and they turn on you first chance they get.
Do you call yourself a mother?
Yeah, and I'm a damn sight better than most. At least my kids know you get nothing in life unless you take it.
Eves is right in the governor's office.
What for?
Would you lock Burke in the cell, please, Miss Bennett?
Right.
Come on.
Sorry I had to dob you into the cops, Evesy, but it was your neck or mine.
Shut up, Burke.
You should never have hidden that ring in your locker.
You dirty, rotten thief! I'll kill you!
Cut it out, Burke!
You mean to cheat it at Martha?
Liar!
Come on, the police just want to ask you a few questions. Now, come on.
If you've set up being money, your life won't be worth 2 cents. And neither will yours for keeping your big mouth shut for once.
Inside.
Oh,
I won't tell you again, Birdsworth.
I knew she'd done it. I had me suspicions all along. God, to think that I was alone with her in the laundry. She could have done me in.
Well, maybe next time if you want to play detective, you'll leave it up to us.
Oh, have you got a light, Miss Bennett?
No.
She's lying. I've never seen the ring before.
But you were looking after Bella Albrecht, weren't you, Martha?
Yeah, I was her friend.
And the day she was killed, you were with her in the showers?
Yeah.
Then you must have seen the ring. It was on a chain round her neck.
Dunno.
Why did you leave her alone?
She told me to.
She told you? She was afraid some of the women were going to hurt her, and she told you to leave her alone?
Yeah.
Why would she do a thing like that?
Dunno.
Martha, how did Bella treat you?
She was my friend.
Do you have many friends in here?
They all reckon they're better than me.
But Bella didn't think that, did she? Even though she had a good education, came from a good background, I'm sure she didn't think she was better.
She was good to you, looked after you.
Was me who looked after her. She wasn't so smart.
Did she ever say she was?
Yeah. She was no different from others.
I suppose sometimes they laugh at you. It's not nice to be laughed at, is it? Just because someone happens to be smarter than someone else doesn't mean they have to laugh at you.
I'm just as smart as they are. All my life I've been treated like I was a dummy or something. But I showed 'em. Monty and Bea aren't laughing at me now, are they?
No. No, they are not, Martha.
Yeah. They're the ones that ended up in the pound, not me.
Was Bella laughing at you when you killed her?
No. No. She wasn't laughing at me then. I was on my way back to the garden, and I started thinking. I only wanted to help her, but she reckoned I was an idiot. She was going over to the others, and I would have been on my own again. But I got back at the lot of them. I showed them who was smarter. I can take over from Bea now.
Morning.
Hello, Meg.
How did things eventually end last night?
Well, Martha's in solitary. We'll keep her there until her trial.
Is everything all right?
I was up most of the night reading Dr. Clement's thesis.
And you're not very impressed?
Well, I know I was the last to realize it, but it seems he's taken me for a ride.
What on earth has he said?
Well, from memory, he refers to a female in a very senior position in a women's detention centre as being premenopausal neurotic.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Oh, there's more.
Well, can't you stop it from being printed?
Well, he doesn't actually mention any names. And knowing Dr. Clements, he'd say if the cap fits, wear it.
You're surely not going to take it seriously.
Would you ask Vera and Mr. Fletcher to come to my office, please?
I wish I knew exactly what they'd ask me, Lizzie. What if I say the wrong thing?
Oh, you'll be okay, love. You just keep smiling at all them men and you'll have them eaten out of your hand.
She's been pacing up and down all night. Hasn't stopped once.
Yeah, she ought to be worried too. Serves her bloody well right. Hey, have you got a cigarette on you, Nolene?
Lost bird's worth.
Ta-da!
Well, where's the red carpet?
Hey, I told you I'd get you out. You're a beaut, Lizzie. And you old clodhopper, I knew you couldn't have done it.
You're about the only one who did, you old bag of bones. Except for Noel. She knew all along. Yeah.
You were let out on the one condition that you behaved yourself, Smith.
Of course I will, Vera. Just getting things back to normal, that's all.
Just because Eve's confessed doesn't clear you. Inciting a murder, or had you forgotten?
Does that mean they can still shift you, Bea?
Well, good day, Nolene. Aren't you glad to see us back?
Lay off me, will you? Miss Bennett, tell her to leave me alone.
It would be a very simple matter to put you back in solitary, Smith.
Just saying hello, Vera.
You ought to be grateful to me. I'm the one that got you cleared.
Sure you did. You waited long enough.
Yeah, well, I had to give my daughter time to hop the ring.
You're all hard.
All right, the work bell's gone. Get moving.
Mrs. Davidson wants to see you.
Right. You got a cigarette, Bea?
Now, where are yours, love?
I'll give them the map.
Well, in that case, we'll make sure you stick to it, won't we?
Oh.
Can I work in the laundry today, please, Mrs. Jackson?
Well, why?
I don't want to have to think about this afternoon.
Getting nervous. All right.
Thanks.
The women already know about it, and they'll use it to their advantage. As far as I'm concerned, he's totally unsuitable as an officer, let alone the deputy governor. I told him he should tell you himself before you found out some other way, but he's above even taking advice.
I don't understand why he'd be so worried about covering up something like this.
That's obvious. He could lose his job, and he should.
That is for me to decide, Miss Bennett. Dr. Clements
seems to think that he's not facing up to the problem because he sees it as emasculating. Come in.
You want to see me, Mrs. Davidson?
I thought you should read this. I took it upon myself to ring the governor of Pentridge. He said one of the reasons you were transferred here was because the inmates discovered you were suffering from hemophobia and that they were making your job difficult.
Do you believe this garbage? That I'm a hard disciplinarian because it makes me feel more of a man?
I don't believe everything I read, Mr. Fletcher. I am just trying to find out whether the same thing has started here. According to Miss Bennet, it has. Now, if we can help in any way...
I'm quite capable of remaining in control and doing my job.
I think you should seek professional help.
I don't need any help and I don't want it. Now, if you're dissatisfied with my work, I suggest you make out a report. But don't tell me I need help when I don't, Mrs. Davidson.
I am just trying to avoid losing a good officer. If there is ever an incident with which you cannot cope because you refuse to seek help, then I shall have to take steps. Is that quite clear?
Perfectly clear, Mrs. Davidson.
Then the subject is closed. Now, would you ask B. Smith to come here, please, Mr. Fletcher?
Aren't you going to do anything else about it?
I can't do anything if he refuses to seek help. And there is no evidence that he is not doing his job properly.
Well, what about what Dr. Clemens said? That's reason enough. He shouldn't be working in a women's prison.
They are theories only. And if we took everything Dr. Clemens said too seriously, none of us would be suitable for our positions.
Is there anything about any other officer?
There are references to a number of us, I would say.
What could he possibly say about us?
It's not important, Vera.
Could I see what he said about me?
These references could apply to anyone working in a prison.
I'm interested, that's all.
You're stupid, Eves. Thinking you can do something on your own and get away with it.
How does it feel, huh? You'll be in for life, you know that, don't you? And I just hope to hell that you're sentenced back to this hole, because I'll be waiting for you.
Oh, come on, Monty. She's not worth wasting your breath on.
Oh, what are you on about? It was my neck that was in the noose. Nobody sets me up and gets away with it. Do you hear that, Eves? I'm going to get you. And when you're least expecting it, like you did to Bella.
That's enough, Monty. You've had your fun now. Come on.
I like hell.
Hold it right there, you lot. You know this block's off limits. It doesn't take much to guess what you were doing here.
Oh, we spent so much time in solitary, we're just visiting an old haunt.
On your way, you two, and if I find you anywhere near this block again, you're going to wish you were in solitary. The governor wants to see you.
Is it about being transferred?
I wouldn't know. Come on.
You were released from solitary on the proviso there would be no more trouble. And yet at the first opportunity, you and Ferguson were found outside Eve's cell. I thought you would have learned by now that I do not tolerate threats or troublemakers.
When am I being shipped out?
You're not. Eve's reasons for killing Albrecht had nothing to do with you. At least, not directly. There was not sufficient evidence for charging you with inciting.
Well, what do you know?
She's a sick woman and will receive help. In the meantime, I don't want you or anyone else going anywhere near her.
Yeah. Yeah. She always was a bit of a screw loose. Why did she kill her?
Partly because she wanted to feel important.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, Mrs. Davidson. You won't get any more trouble from anyone. And, thanks.
Don't thank me, Smith. If I had a good enough reason for moving you to another prison, I would.
anyone gets near me, Bennett gets it. Lizzie! Find Mr. Fletcher and get him up to solitary. Hurry! Go! Get away from me!
Oh, you're going to be in strife when Mr. Fletcher comes.
Lizzie, just get away from here.
But Miss Bennett...
Just do as I say. Oh, please.
They're going to try and sneak up behind us. I've got to stop them.
Nobody's going to hurt you, Martha. Not if you stop this now.
Yeah, I know just the place where they won't get us. I didn't press the emergency bell. I thought it would only panic her.
You're right, she's not very stable. What does she want?
Well, I don't think she knows herself. She's just terrified.
Which makes her all the more dangerous.
Martha, this isn't going to help you.
Shut up.
You're just being stupid.
Don't ever call me that again. I'll show you.
Ease.
Leave me alone.
Just take it easy and we'll talk, all right?
I'm not letting anyone near me. They'll kill me.
Just take it easy and we'll talk, I promise. No one will hurt you.
Who'd trust a screw? You're all liars.
You just let Miss Bennett go and we'll talk about it.
Shut up. I'll kill her.
She just needs time to think, that's all.
Okay, but just don't do anything silly, Martha.
He'll kill me.
You'll never guess what's happened.
In that case, you better tell me.
Martha's taken Vera hostage. They're heading through the roof. She's gone right off a rocker. I reckon she's going to throw Bennett right over the top. See? She's thrown her over the top.
Number will be able to jump us from here.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to get what I want.
If you tell me, maybe I can help.
I want to get Smith and Ferguson moved away from here, and then I'm going to take over the press. I'm just as good as they are, you know.
Of course you are. Look, I gave you the press to look after. I knew you could do the job.
But they wouldn't let me keep it.
Look, if that's what you want, I'll get it for you. Let me go and I can talk to the governor. She listens to me.
I'm not stupid, you know. You're just saying that so you can get away from me.
Martha!
I told you to leave me alone!
Mr. Fletcher told me what upset you, Martha. I've already spoken to B. Smith. She'll leave you alone. So will everyone else. You've nothing to be afraid of.
Why should I believe you? You were the one that tricked me into saying I killed Bella. Now they're all after me.
I give you my word. No one is going to hurt you.
Go on. She's gonna do it.
Hey, come on, Easy. Give her a push. Do us all a favour.
And if you want to be a real friend, follow her over.
Stop it, Nolene. You don't know what you're doing.
Ah, they're only joking. Speak for yourself.
Come on, chuck her over.
Stop it. You don't know what it's like up there.
Yeah, you managed to talk Frankie down. Maybe you could do the same with Martha. Get her to come down.
Yeah, the fast way.
If you don't stop yelling, she really could do something stupid.
Well, she could do that on her own.
Yeah, why don't you save the Mary Poppins for the parole board?
Okay, Karen's right. Now give it a rest.
Nobody's laughing at me now, are they?
No, nobody's laughing at you.
Why'd you kick me off the press for?
I thought that was obvious. It's too simple a task for a girl like you, Martha. I mean, if Burke and Smith can operate it, anybody can. But gardening, now that takes a bit of flair. That takes real skill.
Bella was sent to the garden, don't forget. You thought she was smart.
Bloody liars! Oh! You're the dummy, Fletch. Can't stand a bit of blood.
I'll let you into a little secret, Martha. Smith and her mates, they thought they could scare me. They were just playing along with them. So it's just you and me that knows different now. So the joke's on them, eh? Now, it's funny what you learn about people in the army. You know, some of the toughest, smartest blokes you could ever meet crack under pressure. They'll either panic They get so scared that they can't even move. Yeah, people do the strangest things under strain. But nobody laughs at them. Nobody ever puts them down. Only a fool would do something like that.
You bastard.
Come on, no one's gonna hurt you.
They shouldn't have laughed at me.
Here, are you all right?
I see you're planning to study full-time at university.
Yes, sir.
You're not certain?
Well, I'd like to get a job as well.
Well, you're eligible for assistance through the Tertiary Education Assistance Scheme, $45 a week.
But I'd still like to work. I want to.
What sort of work did you have in mind?
I was a teacher.
You can discount that. Any other qualifications?
No, but I could do office work.
There's a great deal of unemployment at the moment. What makes you think you'll get work over girls that haven't got a record?
Well, I consider myself intelligent and I work hard. If I can't get an office job, I could try something else.
How sorry are you for your crime?
Very.
Pardon?
Very sorry, sir.
Do you consider yourself to be capable of committing the same crime again?
No, I'm not.
You've proven you have the potential.
Have you been involved in any violent acts since your imprisonment?
No.
Well, I can name at least 2 occasions. You were involved in a riot during which a psychologist was killed. And, according to the medical record, you were treated for a black eye.
I didn't start anything. I mean, none of it was my fault. I'm not lying. Really, I've been trying to stay out of trouble.
Don't worry, I know what it's like. That time with Frankie and her crowd. I thought, well, this is it. Has the sister given you anything?
No, I'll just rest a while.
Okay. Well, let me know if you want anything.
Thanks, Meg.
I'll drop back later.
Miss Bennett?
Oh, Mr.
No,
Fletcher.
don't be silly. I don't want to disturb you. I just want to check that you're all right.
Oh, I'll be fine.
Good.
You handled that situation very well. Thank you.
How well do you feel you'll stand up to stress?
I've had a lot of experience in here. I mean, in the prison.
And you think you'll be able to cope with everyday pressures?
Yes, I do.
And you feel you've learned your lesson?
Yes, sir.
Yet, we have here reports from 2 senior prison officers, and both list several occasions when you were insubordinate and even aggressive. Well?
It's only because I was pushed. I don't know. I don't remember.
Young woman, it's probably less of a strain in here than having to fend for yourself on the outside.
It seems that when things start going wrong, you have a tendency to break under pressure.
I'm telling you, B, I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah, this place is enough to drive anyone insane. Not to mention those people who are already a few cents short in the dollar.
You know, I still would have liked to see old Bennett come a cropper.
Yeah, she must have thought all the Christmases had come at once.
No, Lena, I want them back.
Get lost, Birdsworth.
Oh, come on. You can't just give up something that you've been doing since you were 16. It's killing me.
Stiff cheddar.
Me heart. I can already feel me palpitations starting again.
In that case, you'll be doing us all a favour, won't you?
Hand him over, Noel. Oh, I didn't show. Uh-oh. Didn't it go too well? Look, you can never tell with these things, love. Just wait and see what they've got to say.
It's awful, B. I really blew it. They're never going to give me my parole. Never.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around.